friend if you let me be.
Episode 1, Part 3, Disciplining Your Children. You did it, my friends! You made it to the I'm a Neuroscience for Newborns Ninja Parent section. And trust me, we will weed out the I'm a work in progress parents during this narrative. This material will not be easy, but if you're looking for a catalyst, if you're looking for that ace in the hole, if you're willing to discover science's last frontier, I promise the hard work you'll do here at Neuroscience for Newborns Part 3 will be worth it. This introduction to your child's brain is not meant to be comprehensive. That being said, we will explore your child's highest yielding disciplinary brain regions. So here it goes, my friends, your child's brain. 100 billion neurons, analogous to the stars in the Milky Way galaxy. More than a quadrillion synaptic connections, far exceeding the networks of our adult brains. The ability to code for absolutely everything within our sensory modalities, and the horsepower to outperform Einstein, Newton, Aristotle, and Plato on their best days. In fact, your child's brain is so complex and powerful, if you were to try to procure its data using modern techniques of 2 billion pixels per second, it would literally take the digital content of the entire world to do so. So next time your child feels stupid, have them wrap their brain around those factlets. Your child can't be genetically slow if your child is driving a Ferrari. As long as nothing tragic happens during childbirth, as long as there are no pregnancy complications, each and every child possesses this miracle car. The problem is it operates on a gasoline called education, regulated environments, proper sleep, and a healthy diet. The organization of your child's brain, the formation of your child's physical brain structures are absolutely affected by early experiences. It will be our early childhood parental efforts which will determine if our children succeed or fail. For example, if your children can't read, it's your fault. If your children have a small working vocabulary, it's your fault. If your children struggle with sports and music, you guessed it, it's your fault. Sticking your child in front of a TV with a processed popsicle while mom and dad argue over bills in the background is not parenting. The long-standing controversy between nature versus nurture has a clear victor, and the accolade goes to nurture. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your child's brain that makes them most human, is the last part of your child's brain to fully develop. Genetic building blocks will and do take a back seat to toddlers who aren't fully online until the age of 24 or 25. God bless you parents who let your children drive at the age of 16. I digress. This first insanely simple pass of your child's supercomputer will champion the task at hand, disciplining your children. Now, before you get overwhelmed, let's break your child's brain down into 4 monolithic components. Number 1, the prefrontal cortex. This is the executive part of your child's brain. This brain region cultivates complex cognitive behaviors, decision-making, and social behavior. Like I said, this is the part of your child's brain that makes them most human. Number 2, the limbic system. The limbic system, previously known as the rhinocephalon, supports emotion, behavior, motivation, short-term memory, and long-term potentiation, also known as LTP. The limbic system's claim to fame starts with the amygdala and the hippocampus. The amygdala represents emotion, while the hippocampus is centrally involved in learning and memory. If your child's limbic system and prefrontal cortex get into a spirited conversation, the limbic system often wins. Additionally, the limbic system leads the charge regarding hypothalamic function. This is a great example of why it's so important for your children to be regulated. Number 3, the diencephalon. The diencephalon regulates vital function and visceral activities. The diencephalon also houses the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus secretes and creates stress hormone cascades, which include corticotrophin, adrenocorticotrophin, and glucocorticoids. The hypothalamus is the king of endocrinology. Do not mess with the hypothalamus. If you do, your children will go crazy. And finally, number 4, the brainstem. Your child's brainstem consists of the medulla oblongata, the pons, and the mesencephalon. Neuroscientists call this part of your child's brain the reptilian brain. And yes, it is true, your child has a part of their brain that shares function with a lizard. But do not underestimate the lizard brain. The lizard brain literally keeps your child alive. If you're a big fan of breathing like I am, the safety of this well-oiled machine is paramount. This brain region is also in charge of your child's heart rate, sleeping patterns, blood pressure, and consciousness. Now, a worthy caveat. Even though we are breaking your child's brain down into 4 components, one size does not fit all regarding these brain regions. Chronological progressions often do not exist thanks to bidirectionality. For example, your body tells your mind what to do, also known as the peripheral nervous system, and your mind tells your body what to do, studied as the central nervous system. Now you're probably asking yourself, what the heck does all this hoopla have to do with disciplining my child? Well, according to Dr. Bruce Perry, MD, PhD, there is quite an IQ change during something called state-dependent functioning. What that means is that if your child feels calm, they will activate their prefrontal cortex, rocking a generous IQ of about 120, also known as learning mode. As a parent, an operative prefrontal cortex should always be the goal. If your child is in a state of fear, not thinking at all, conducting themselves in a completely reactionary fashion, they will activate their brainstem, neutralizing their IQ with results as low as 50 IQ points, also known as defensive mode. When you give your child time to think, they're in learning mode, celebrating a superlative IQ. When you give your child a timeout, they're in defensive mode and you're left educationally behind to pick up the pieces. On the same note, we shouldn't get too hung up on these polarizing results because there are happy mediums during these behavioral cascades. For example, the limbic system can generate an IQ of 110 to 80, while the diencephalon can capture 90 to 60 IQ points. The top flight acquisition from this simple path should be that everything psychological is biological. When a child is disciplined, they must be regulated. All attempts to regulate reptilian children will fail, while a well-regulated prefrontal cortex child has the world at their fingertips. Your children are not bad kids. They're just secreting stress hormones, experiencing neuronal fight or flight, consuming poor diets, developing coping skills, and waking up on the wrong side of the bed due to the many moving parts of life. So next time your child throws a temper tantrum, do not get mad at them. You will capitulate. Meet their needs. Calm them down. Regulate them. Then once they're regulated, make your chest smooth. Remember, public schools are great. Private schools, they could be even better. But the truth is, parents that are present have the efficacy to literally change a world in dire need of change. So dream big, do your best, and let us here at Neuroscience for Newborns take care of the rest. God bless, and we'll see you soon.